Hello guys, welcome to Rumi Story Tales.
Subscribe to my channel, please.
Deep in the heart of a misty mountain range, where clouds gently kissed the emerald peaks, lived a young panda named Pico. Now Pico wasn't like the other pandas. While his friends were perfectly happy spending their days munching on delicious, crunchy bamboo, Pico's mind was always wandering. He was filled with a restless curiosity, a deep yearning to see what lay beyond the familiar embrace of his bamboo forest. He would often climb the tallest trees, not just for the tender leaves at the top, but to gaze at the distant, hazy shapes of the world outside, dreaming of adventures he had yet to live. One cool evening, as the stars began to sprinkle the darkening sky, the oldest and wisest panda in the forest gathered the young ones. He told them a legend, a story passed down through generations, about the magnificent sunstone. It was a gem, he said, hidden on the very highest peak of their mountain range, a stone that held the warmth and light of 1,000 suns. The other young pandas listened, but soon went back to their bamboo. Pico, however, was completely captivated. The story ignited a spark within him, turning his daydreams into a determined plan. This was it. This was the adventure he had been waiting for. He decided right then and there that he would be the one to find the sunstone. Before the first light of dawn painted the sky, Pico was already awake. He carefully packed a small bundle, filling it with his absolute favorite, juiciest bamboo shoots for the journey ahead. With a quiet farewell to his sleeping family, he slipped out of the grove and set off towards the towering peaks. The world immediately felt bigger, more vibrant. His journey was filled with wonders he had only ever imagined. He navigated through dense, whispering woods where the sunlight dappled through the leaves, creating dancing patterns on the forest floor. He learned to cross bubbling, crystal-clear streams by balancing carefully on wobbly log bridges, his heart thumping with a mix of fear and excitement. Along the way, he met a wise old turtle sunning himself on a rock. The turtle, seeing the rush in Pico's eyes, shared some simple but profound advice. The fastest way is not always the best way, little one. True strength is found in patience. Pico thanked the turtle, the words echoing in his mind as he continued his ascent. As he climbed higher, the landscape began to change. The lush greenery gave way to rugged, rocky terrain. The air grew thin and crisp, and the path became steep and treacherous. Pico's paws ached, and his breath came in short puffs. Just when he thought the worst was over, the sky darkened, and a fierce snowstorm descended upon the mountain. Icy winds howled, and swirling snow blinded him. Pico, cold, exhausted, and terribly scared, huddled behind a large boulder. For a moment, he thought about turning back. The warm, safe bamboo forest seemed a world away. He missed his family and the simple comfort of his home. Doubt crept into his heart. Was this all a foolish dream? But then, just as he was about to give up, he remembered the old turtle's words about patience. He took a deep-steadying breath. He had come so far. He couldn't quit now. With renewed determination, he pushed himself back onto the path, one careful step at a time, battling against the raging storm. After what felt like an eternity, the storm finally subsided. And there, just ahead, was the summit. With his last bit of strength, Pico scrambled up the final stretch. He looked around, his heart pounding in anticipation, but there was no glistening sunstone. The peak was bare, just windswept rock and snow. A wave of disappointment washed over him. But then, as he turned to the east, he saw it, the most breathtaking, awe-inspiring sunrise he had ever witnessed. Golden, orange, and pink light exploded across the horizon, washing over the entire world below him. The clouds looked like a soft, fluffy ocean, and the forests he had traveled through were a vast sea of green. In that moment, Pico understood. There was no magical gem. The real treasure wasn't a stone. It was the journey itself. It was the whispering woods, the wobbly bridges, the wise old turtle, and even the terrifying storm. It was the strength he found within himself. With a heart full of new memories and a spirit brimming with confidence, Pico began his journey home. He returned to his forest, not just as a panda who ate bamboo, but as Pico, the adventurer. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed Pico's story, Don't forget to like and subscribe for more adventures.